welcome to Move with Amanda at First Class Fitness. Today I'm going to take you through your beginner's guide to yoga. So I'm very aware that a lot of people come to my yoga classes and they maybe have tight hamstrings, tight hips, tight lower back, and then they see people in the classes reaching down for their toes or twisting into crazy yoga postures, and it just puts them off. They feel they can get into those postures, so what's the point in trying? Or they feel embarrassed because they are not being able to touch their toes and someone next to them has got their nose touching their knees. So do not be frightened of trying it. You have to start somewhere. When I first started my yoga practice, I was, again, fitness instructor, personal trainer, I was a dancer, so I did have a good level of flexibility, but you have to learn the technique of the postures. If you don't learn the technique, you're not going to progress into them. So we're just going to back off a little bit today with all the postures, and don't care who's around you, do this at home and just think, if I start like this and I get the foundations of the postures, your practice is going to become a lot better. So we're going to warm up first. We're just going to stand at the top of the mat, squeeze in the thighs, squeeze in the backs of the legs and the bum, and start to pull your lower abdominals in tight. Stand tall, lifting your chest and your ribs, and then just open out your chest, so palms open, and we're just going to stand here for a second and close the eyes. Now, as we close the eyes, one of the most important things about yoga is learning how to ground yourself. So when I say ground yourself, root into the floor, a lot of people miss this, and if you miss this, you're not going to strengthen and tighten and tone the muscles. So let's just, if this is too much for you, just open your eyes as well, okay? But if you close the eyes, it does give you that little sense to be more in tune with your body. So you're going to feel yourself swaying right to left, and we're just going to try and balance that out. So I want you to start by just opening the eyes just now and give yourself just a little rock forward and backwards. So you'll feel how the weight goes from the heels to the ball of the feet to the big toe. Alright, and just don't worry if you have a wee stumble, alright? You've just got to try and get in tune with where your body needs to align to get this balance. So now what I want you to do is stay back into the heels, really force the heels into the ground, then place the balls of the feet from the big toe and the pinky toe, root them in, and gently place your toes. From there, don't stand with your legs completely locked out, take the softest bend, and I don't mean this. Alright, I want them as straight as possible just before they lock out. Now I squeeze the thighs and I roll the thighs out to the side, so turning through the femur, the big bone in the legs, and squeezing the bum tight. Start by again pulling in your lower abdominals, lifting your chest and your ribs, and we're ready to begin. So you should feel, just by standing still, you've managed to root your feet into the ground. If we had to just stand here, this is a great one to build up the strength and posture in your body. So for example, just bring your hands together, elbows up, and force your hands in together. So if I had to just gently place my fingers, I'm not going to tone the arms, I'm not grounding, I'm not rooting, force. So push those hands together, keep lifting the chest and the ribs. By now your thighs and your bum have probably relaxed, and this is what I want you to practice. I want you to practice just maybe 2 minutes every day, stand grounded and just root yourself into the ground. Close your eyes. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Hear your breath. Full inhale, lifting the chest and the ribs up, fill the lungs, and as you exhale, squeeze the tummy tight, close the rib cage. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Inhale, keep squeezing the thighs and the bum, forcing the feet down, pressing those hands tighter. Exhale. And relax. Now just let it all go. Just give yourself a little shake. Fantastic. So But if you learn how to do that, it'll make sense whenever we're trying to do any of our balance postures, that you know how to root yourself into the ground. So let's get warm now. We're just going to start with a nice big inhale, reaching your hands up, and as you exhale, we're just going to reach down. If you can't touch the floor, just copy me. So we're just going to go inhale, and then exhale. All I'm doing is bending the knees and swinging the arms. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, bend the knees and swing the arms. So if you are more flexible and this feels easy for you, of course you can go lower, you can sweep the ground. So that's where you're going to be aiming for. But again, if this is too much for you, just stay up a little bit higher. Inhale on the way up, exhale on the way down. Fantastic. Now from here, I want you to put your hands onto, we're going to take your feet just hip distance apart, onto your shins. So we're bending the knees. All we're going to work on is the hamstrings. So we're looking forward, the back is flat, abdominals pulled in tight, stretch and bend, stretch and bend. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to encourage you to stretch out your hamstrings. Normally we could bring our hands to hook onto our toes, or we could reach for the floor, but too many people reach here and then they lose their technique. So deliberately, whether you're beginner or not, hands here. I still sometimes stretch like this as well, rather than just going in for the kill. Alright, I'm getting a lovely stretch in my hamstrings here. There's no need for me to go any deeper. What I'm doing is I'm contracting and relaxing the hamstrings, so I'm allowing the muscle fibres to glide over each other, and then every single time I do that, that's going to improve, and then my movement can come a little bit bigger. If that was too much, just bring yourself higher, even higher than that. Do encourage yourself to tip forward. Alright, as if you're leaning back here, tipping forward here, leaning back here, tipping forward. Good. So those hamstrings should be feeling like they've got a little bit of heat in them now. And then slowly bend the knees, rolling your shoulders, just looking forward. And you do normally get that little head rush, dizzy moment, so you just pause for a second, stare in front of you. Well done. Now all I'm going to do is bring your feet together. The feet are so important. Alright, so sorry, hip distance apart, I should have said there. Lifting the heel up, pressing the heel down. Lifting the heel up, pressing the heel down. Now what I want you to do as you're doing this is still pushing through the ball of the foot, the whole ball of the foot. So from the big toe right along to the pinky toe, pressing every single toe into the ground. So sometimes it comes to downward dogs or plank positions, and people just don't have the toe, ankle, your arches, your feet just haven't got the mobility to hold these postures, and that's another thing that puts a lot of people off yoga. So spend the time on your feet, starting to stretch them, starting to mobilise them. Good. Then from here, if you can bring your feet together, we're going to challenge your balance. So we're going to rise up to your tiptoes. If it's too difficult, just continue doing single legs, or hold on to a kitchen counter or a wall. So we're just going to rise and fall, rise and fall. Looking forward, lifting the chest and the ribs. So again, what this is going to do is it's going to start to build up the strength in your feet, the strength in your ankles, getting ready for some harder yoga postures to come, getting ready for stepping back and grounding your feet, and also just getting really high on those tiptoes. So the bottom half of your leg should be burning, okay, so your calf muscles down here, just in case you're starting to wonder, oh no, that's not for me, that's not right. We never push through any niggles or injuries, but this muscle burn that you're starting to feel, this is you working, this is you building, this is you strengthening. So don't be frightened of that. Just start to know your body, know what's a niggle, know what's an injury, and if you're not sure, just message me and ask the question. And you can take a rest from there. Good, now taking your feet just hip distance apart, we're just going to work through the ribcage. So we're just going to start grounding through the feet from here, soft bending your knees, more of a bend than we did before, taking your hands up. Let's just stretch to the side, back to the middle. So what we're going to do is just keep your fingers open, spreading your fingers. I am not twisting around too far that my knees and my hips are going with me. You're more likely going to injure the inside of your knee. This is when that first exercise of rooting through your feet, you need to do that here. The hips stay square, they stay forward. Fingers are wide, and twist the rib cage. So think about your shoulders moving around and then coming to the centre. Moving around and then coming to the centre. Your rib cage is moving, which is stretching your abdominals, your obliques, your back. So we're getting a lot of stretching and strengthening going on at the same time here. Like our forward fold, every single time we go a little bit further. Exhale in the twist. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Learning your breath will improve your practice massively. If you try and inhale when you're trying to go into posture, your body is going to try and fight against you. Inhale and prepare. Exhale and twist. Or exhale and go into your posture. So by now you should be feeling that, and you might have, if you've not been used to twist, the muscles in your back, you get that little crampy feeling. Again, that's normal. You've maybe not been used to working the muscles in that way, and the more you do that, the more you're going to start to strengthen and tighten and tone all the muscles in your back. So just bringing your feet hip distance apart. I'm going to take you through an easy sun salutation. So if you ever walk into a class and you hear the word sun salutation and you go, oh, I have to get down on that floor, I'm not doing this, I really hate this. We're just going to break it down in an easier way for you to do. So standing with your feet together, we're going to inhale, reaching your hands all the way up. Exhale, forward fold, and you bend your knees down until you can get to the floor. Well done. Now from here, if your knees are okay, we're just going to kneel down, and then kneel down. You can then place the hands and walk your knees back a little bit further. Good. Now from here, we're going to learn that plank position. So I just want you to drop the hips down. Now I'm not arching the back and flicking the bum up. I'm also not pushing the hips down and arching the back. I need to hold, pushing into the thumbs, every individual finger. And then I want you to think about your chest fall to the floor, your ribs to the floor, and there's a big ball in the middle, and that ball is inflating and it is pushing against you. So visualize that ball inflating and it is just pushing you up. So you're forcing the hands in. Now remember how we squeeze the thighs and the bum? Do that now. So we squeeze the thighs and the bum. You pull your lower abdominals in like we did at the beginning. And then that ball keeps inflating and it's pushing us away from the floor. So we're not going to get lazy and start to sink into this. Alright, we are forcing away. Soft bend in those elbows. Now you should be shaking, and if you're shaking, you're in the right place. If we were a bit loose and lazy here, and you're not feeling it, you're going to put pressure on your joints, pressure on your muscles, and not be in the right alignment. If you get that shake, 9 times out of 10, your body's having to work hard to try and strengthen there. Keep squeezing the thighs and the bum. If you needed a rest, take the rest. Build up on this. And then from here, we lower our body down. Now it's absolutely fine to cheat this. Bend in the elbows if you can't do a tricep press, and just melt your body down to the floor. Every single time you do that, though, you want to try and keep your hips up a little bit higher so that eventually you can go down here. Alright, but at the beginning, if you need to bend the elbows and then use your thighs and use your hips and use your stomach, that's absolutely fine, but do it controlled. Now this takes us to our upward dogs, and all I want you to do is to break down the technique here. So I want to lift up the head, and I'm looking to the floor, I'm not looking forward. Okay, so you can watch this and then we'll do it again. So we're looking to the floor, and then squeeze the shoulder blades back, and then jam the elbows close into the body. from there, I lift the chest and I still stay at the floor, but my rib cage is on the floor. So my chest is off, the rib cage is on the floor. From there, I would try and lift the rib cage, and that would be my upward dog. Now, lower your body down to the floor. We're going to practice this a few times until you get it right, okay? So we're going to inhale, lift the head, squeeze the shoulders, jam the elbows in, lift the chest, and feel for the rib cage. Now if that's enough for you, there's no need to come higher. If you can go a little bit higher, lift the ribs off. Now I'm not forcing into the hands, so your last test would be, could you let go? And then lower down. Now don't panic if you were doing this and all of a sudden you were going, right, it just maybe means those muscles are not strong enough in your back. Or if you got to here and you were holding it and then you go, oh my goodness, my back is burning, I've got a burning sensation running right down my back. That is the muscles we're trying to target just now. So we want them to burn, we want them to know that they're working, you're strengthening that muscle in your back. So lower your body down. So inhale, head up, squeeze the shoulders, elbows in tight, lift the chest, lift the ribs, and let go. So this is a lovely upward dog position. I would encourage you to try and hold this as well, if you can manage it, and then build up your time. And then lower your body down. We're going to do that one more time just to get that technique. So we're going to inhale, lifting the head, squeeze the shoulders, jam the elbows in. Now when you do get it, I do want you to keep your hands on the ground, because your next stage would be to keep your hips on the floor and gently push into your fingertips to push higher to an upward dog. But why I'd rather you stay here until you get it perfect is because a lot of people push up and then they go back and they crunch into the lower back, and that's going to cause a lot of pain. So I'd rather that on the next stage when we come up, it is just the chest goes forward, almost like you're dragging yourself along the floor, your elbows still drawn back, and you look forward. You're opening your rib cage. So that's your next progression that you're going to try and come to. But don't try and go there if you're fighting against your body. Get the basics first, and in time, that lovely upward dog will come. Good. Now from here, we're going to push yourself back to child pose. So we're going to push yourself up. Now again, if that means that you have to cheat and cut whatever way you want, that's absolutely fine. Child pose, some people, if they're maybe tighten at their quads or their knees are sore, they can't get right down into child pose. So this is child pose, okay? You could be here, and then gradually start to build yourself down into child pose. So what I do want you to do is I want you to start knees hip distance apart, reaching your hands forward and learn the basics of going down into child pose. Again, a lot of advanced people miss the technique of this because they just rush into it, but they're missing all that middle part, all the muscle fibres getting a good stretch here. So we're spreading our fingers wide, and all I want you to do is sink your hips back. I don't want you to fall down, I want you to stay strong here. Pressing into your fingertips, soft bending the elbows, tense up the backs of the arms. From here, pull in the abdominals, so we're not just going to let all this hang out. We're going to pull it all in, pushing the tailbone back, and just pressing into the big toe. Already you should feel a lot of change going on in your body just by engaging all those muscles. And that's the problem when we start to go a little bit harder. We go deeper and we forget to engage, and then our balance goes off and we're not strong, and we're higher risk of injury because we're just trying to get more flexible. Get flexible and stay strong is the secret. So we're going to just sink a little bit deeper. Now what I'm doing here is I'm growing my chest and my ribs forward at the same time as my bum coming back. If you get stuck halfway, you just pause and you hold there. I'm going to go a little bit deeper so I can show you what your target is. It's to get your rib cage moving further down your thighs. So a lot of people go in here and they go this way. I need you to get your chest and your ribs going forward and your ribs coming further down to your thighs. Now from there, I would wait until my rib cage was down and my bum comes down and sink in there and then encourage the chest and the ribs to go forward. And then that is when I would release the head to be in line with my arms. So ears in line with arms. It's not about pressing the head down, because that will encourage you to round your spine. We still need to keep the chest and the ribs going forward. If you rest here for a while and you exaggerate, reaching your fingertips forward, crawling your fingertips along the mat, pushing your tailbone back, feel every muscle all the way down your spine starting to stretch out, get longer. So if you do have a tight lower back and you just feel jammed in this area, this is a fantastic pose to do. And even you can allow yourself to move your rib cage just right and left. Again, this could be done from here, just to untangle any muscle fibres. And if anything's sore in your knee, get a towel and just roll up a towel and get that extra comfort on your knees if you need that too. Now, our downward dog. Let's come to all fours. We're going to curl our toes under. From downward dog, you would be absolutely fine in a class just to hold it here, okay? Or you can push up to downward dog and bend your knees. Now, a lot of people do downward dog and they lean forward and it's too hard on their arms and their shoulders. You should be pushing away. So let's bend our knees and just this would be your downward dog. So you already set up the child pose with the strong arms and the ears in line with the arms. And then all you do is like a child pose, so it's like this, but you've just lifted your bum up and your heels are still off the floor. Keep pushing away from those hands. And that would be a lovely downward dog position. In time, you may be able to straighten the legs and lift the hips. And then in time, you may be able to lower the heels. But for now, why not just practice this modified downward dog? Now from there, you would then step forward. So what I like to do is just drop to the knees and bring yourself back up. To step forward, take one knee forward. And you can either just step forward or using your hand or swinging your leg around. But what I like to do is practice step, hands forward, and just that either hopping your foot in. And it's into a forward fold, which you again, you know you can bend those knees. And then inhale, taking your hands up. And exhale, hands down. That woozy feeling again. So let's go through our sun salutation a little bit faster if you were in a class, alright? So bringing your feet together, we're going to go inhale, hands up. Exhale, forward fold, bend the knees. Inhale, we'll lift the chest and the ribs. Exhale, step back with one foot, step back with the other. Good, we're going to find that plank position so you can move your knees back. Lower your body to the floor if you want to melt it down. Inhale, upward dog, chest, ribs. Exhale, downward dog, you push through child pose. You find your child pose and then you go to your downward dog, or you would just rest in child pose. Bending the knees, we would step through with one foot, which you could go here. Step through with the other, forward fold, inhale, taking your hands up, and then exhale, hands by your side. So once you learn that sequence, it's all about speeding it up and going a little bit faster, but you need to give yourself time to imprint that in your head and just keep practicing this until you have learned that, and then that sun salutation becomes a lot easier. Okay, so I'm going to give you a balance exercise because there's a lot of yoga postures that are balanced, and this is a really good one. So commonly what happens is, say I'm going to do a standing table and I'm going to go to here, and I see heads down, round in the spine, lots of wobbling, lots of falling. So let's break it down, okay? So I want you to stand on your left leg and just take your right foot behind you. So you can have the full ball of the foot down here, and you might find you might be a bit wobbly here. So what I want you to do is lean forward, ground through the left heel, the left ball of the foot, and then pull the tummy in, the same thing we did at the beginning, just grow taller, but you're grounding through just this left leg, lifting the chest and ribs up. If you can then manage to look forward and beyond the mat, and you might then be able to straighten out that back leg and point your toe. Draw your attention to your hips. I want them square, so I don't want you twisting. So now what's happening is you're going to be strengthening up the ankles, the outside of the knee, the outside of the thigh, into the hip, and you might have a burning sensation coming through your leg. Absolutely fine here. Okay, now when you're ready, we're going to stretch your hands out in front of us. Think of your child pose where your ears are in line with your arms, and we just hold it here. Now that is probably enough for you. You're strengthening your stabilising muscles, your ankles wobbling a bit. Now your focus is just to tense up the backs of your arms, keep the chest high, get the ribs going away from the hips, pull the tummy in, and allow that burning sensation to happen in your legs. If it gets easy, you would lift your toe off the floor and start to activate your right glute, pointing your right toe. If that happened and your knee came into the side and collapsed, go back to having your toe here and start to fix the problem that's going on in your knee. Right, so holding this and just focusing on tensing up the arms, chest high, tummy in, rooting into the ground, and just keep going over that. And then you can relax and repeat on the other side. So let's see if you can go into that a bit faster. Maybe you could go here, reach forward, lean forward, toe back, chest up. So again, once you get a posture, just practice maybe the speed of getting into it. Improve your confidence and know that you can find that area faster. And that might mean that what you do is you do it stage by stage, and then you give it a shake out and go find that position. So you play a game with yourself and just go, right, shake it out. And you know that then you can hit those postures a lot faster. Right, so what we're going to do is, so that's a nice balanced posture that you can start to work on. Just practice makes perfect. You know your sun salutation, you know how to root your feet into the ground, you know how to engage the thighs, engage the bum, tummy in tight, chest high. We know how to inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. That would count here. Inhale and exhale. So as you practice your postures, you just inhale and you exhale. So the upward dog as well, we know that we're using the muscles in the back to push up rather than pushing into the hands. These things will all piece together whenever we start to do some harder yoga postures. So this is your beginner's guide to yoga, and then I'm going to do an intermediate and into an advanced. So you finish this until you get this practice perfect, then you can move on to the intermediate, and then you can move on to the advanced. If you do happen to go to my yoga class or any other yoga class, just start to think about those key things. Root through the ground, engage the muscles in the nose, out the nose, tongue stays to the roof of your mouth, and slow it down, don't force, just stay back a little bit and enjoy the postures. So I hope this helps you, and any posture you go into, just think along those lines, and don't worry what people are doing around about you. Don't worry if you are maybe touching your toes one day and then the next day you can't get there. Just be in tune with your body and listen to it. So, namaste, happy practice.